Good morning. Welcome to Bristol County News and Senior Concerns. My name is Christopher Marcelino, and alongside me, my co-host, Roland Martineau. Roland, how are you?
Good morning, Chris.
You need some coffee?
Gee, I wish I had a cup.
Well, yesterday, I had the privilege of going to a city council meeting yesterday, and the hard and long, tireless discussion of who was going to be the council president was finally resolved yesterday. And it was Joe Camara. For those of you who don't know, Joe Camara won the election and is our new city council president from a 5-4 vote. And Brian Bigelow, the new councilor, was one of the deciding factors. And it's funny that I say that because Brian Bigelow was stated in an article here a couple days ago, about a week ago, that he was going to look for the best possible man for the job. But I'm going to get to Roland first. We can talk about that after. We have so much to talk about. But I'd like to get to Roland and to see what he has on the city concern side. Roland.
Well, listening to you talk, boy, I'll tell you, forever. Talk about fair and balanced. Here's what's going on, and this is what a lot of senior citizens had better start paying attention, because it involves their welfare in the future, the way things are going in this country. People over 60 or 65 have got to be very concerned about their welfare, because if this thing collapses, who's going to take care of them, okay? Their kids can't. And the way things are going, like I say, I don't want to sound like an apostle of doom, but this is what I believe has to happen. I believe that you shouldn't be saying God bless America. It's God has blessed America. Does anybody realize or remember that this country was founded on Judeo-Christian values? Does anybody realize that we have strayed so far away from these values? I don't have to tell you that. You know that. Morality is out the window. There's no shame anymore. People do what they want to do no matter what. We've come to believe that we are our own God and that we can do what we want, when we want, and to whom we want. We have become greedy, irresponsible, and corrupt. Is it any wonder we now have more cases of depression with our young people, young and old? We want things we do not need and can't afford. We are thinking only of ourselves and not the serious plight of others. We are in the I generation, ladies and gentlemen. Don't ever kid yourself. We are in the I generation. Long as I'm okay, I don't give a damn about you. All right? Well, think about it. Wall Street is in free fall. Most states are in financial crisis. Home ownership is seriously in jeopardy, and employment is at the lowest in years. A depression is right around the corner. Greed and corruption have gone wild. So my message is this: wake up, America. Let's get back to our values, and then maybe God will bless America. And to the senior people out there that I address this to, I tell you to stay alert. Watch what's going on, because they know enough to come and ask you for your vote when they want something. They're supposed to represent you and be taking care of the seniors in this country. They're not doing that. They better start doing it, or they will hear from the power of the senior citizen. Now, a recommendation I have to finish up this commentary: perhaps there are some new taxes that should be considered, the ones that would not be such a burden to businesses and citizens. How about an incumbent politician's tax, a legislative grant tax, union dues tax, legislative slush fund fee, campaign donation fee, legislative leadership top-of-the-line vehicle tax, massage parlor prostitution adult center tax, a gambling tax, a shady lobbyist tax, and a corruption tax, legislative license plate taxes, windfall tax on buybacks for vacation and sick time, health insurance buyback fees. Maybe it's time they should start really considering this and looking at ways of generating money other than just putting their hand in our pockets and taking what they want with no accountability. Damn it, ladies and gentlemen, know who the hell you're voting for, and don't be afraid to question them. They work for us. We don't work for them. They asked us for the votes. They work for us, and don't let them forget it. That's my commentary, Chris.
Well, thanks, Roland. You know, I also heard something I was thinking about before. I think it was a couple of days ago that kind of bothered me about the senior citizens, and it's the increase of more and more elder abuse that's going on with the. I think like what do they call those people there at they're not the caregivers, but someone that becomes the is it trustee or someone that takes over like your care, your like a family member becomes the payee, I believe is what the term is.
I know there's a term for it. I just don't happen to know what it is. But
And you know, that's being overlooked, and that's a massive crime. That's a huge felony.
how in God's name anyone can steal money from their grandparents or their parents, or how anyone can hurt them in any way, shape, or form is beyond me. You got to remember, Chris, I go back to a parochial school background. I go back to a different era. This era today, a young kid can have his father arrested if he either threatens him or hits him. I saw a young boy down at the mall the other day tell his father, "You touch me one more time, I'll have the cops lock you up." It's just, that's an incredible statement. But coming from a kid that's your son, I don't know what to say except that what have we evolved to? How did this come to be, Chris?
Well, the problem is in speaking about the way parents are actually having a tough time dealing with their children today. But you know what? It starts from the bottom, though. It starts when they're 6 months, a year old, 2 years, 3 years. You got to instill the values and the morals that you believe that your children should be following. And by the time they're over, 6, 7 years old, believe it or not, 6 or 7 years old, they're already going, and if they're in public school, they're open to children to the age of 10 and 11 that that speak vulgar language. And I know my youngest son has come to me and said, "Dad, I can't believe what they say." And I said, "Well, you better not say it." And I've seen, as a former policeman, a lot of parents just think that they call the police, they can't deal with their kids anymore, and they want the police to take care of them. That's not the police department's job. The parents have to take a lot more responsibility. That's key word, responsibility.
It might be too late.
Well, I mean, if it's never too late for anything. If we continue to go the way we're going, once we get caved in, it's going to be hard to find our way out. And that's the biggest problem.
One indication of parent involvement is how they let their kids dress to come to school. And you got to be kidding me. I mean, I'm beyond reproach, but I'm at a loss for words because there is no more such thing as, well, there is no such thing, no more such thing. Boy, where'd I get that from? Modesty. And I don't know what's being taught to young people, especially young girls. The young girls in my era were extremely special. You had so much respect, even if they didn't have it for themselves. You couldn't even swear in front of a girl. You'd get a knuckle sandwich from somebody. Today the girls hit you. They think you're the weirdo, if you don't make an approach. And that's too bad because it tells me that they don't think much of themselves. But it tells me their parents are not watching them either. Well, and all you got to do is look at them. When I got to tell you something, Chris. I walked into this school. I'm in my 70s. I walked into the school this morning. I saw one young lady. Boy, if I was the boss here, she'd be out the door. You go home and you put on something more respectful than what you're wearing. Okay.
Roland, I can tell you this.
I don't know.
I remember.
Maybe I'm an old fuddy-duddy, but
that's not even. Sometimes the case is that parents, they leave home with a certain outfit.
Well, I heard that too.
Oh, I've seen it a million times.
I've heard that too.
They leave home with a sweatshirt and.
But word gets back.